What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld. And now that the Most Feared promo is live, I just want to point out some of the things that you guys have to make sure that you're understanding. When you get to this point right here, right, when it says win a solo with the little monster in your lineup, that right there, it was kind of crazy because when I first showed you my the first video about opening the packs that you get, I got players that were, you know, monsters, but they weren't little monsters. And that kind of confused me a little bit. So I just want to point out what you have to do in order to continue to go through with the rest of these solos when it tells you to unlock it at a tier 1 minimum. What's going to happen is after you play these solos, they're going to give you the fantasy packs that's going to give you a choice of the little monsters that you want. Now, I'm going to show you the ones that I chose. You don't have to choose those little monsters. Okay, you can do whatever you want. But I'm going to let you guys see what I got. So I'm going to go to newest so you guys more or less understand what's going on with it and make you guys understand the concept because it's pretty much the same thing as last year. So these are the little monsters that I chose. But what happened was this Kyle Long, I actually tried to put this Kyle Long into my lineup, and obviously he's a 78, so he's a monster. You could see it written there. I wasn't really paying attention to that for that actual objective to be passed. So I had to like, all right, yo, let me go back and see what's going on. Then I realized that they give you the actual little monsters from doing the first 3 solos. So now you just have to put these guys in your lineup. So let's go. We got to put Anthony Barr in, Derwin James, and we got to put Jared Goff in the lineup. Okay? Because once they're in the lineup, that's going to give you the tier 5 that you're going to need to go ahead and get it done. All right? So don't worry too much about my chemistry on the right being affected because I'm not going to go into a head-to-head game with these little monsters in the lineup. So it doesn't really matter. You're just doing whatever. And just remember, you know, once you're done, to go back and change them out. That's pretty much all you have to do. So I have Jared Goff there as a backup. Okay, I have, who's the other guy I have? I have Derrick Henry. I have the right guard. And now I'm going to put in at right outside linebacker. We're going to take Shaquem Griffin out, and we're going to put in Anthony Barr. Okay, because he's also a 70. Okay, let me just go to newest. Where's the newest at? Newest. And then we just go from there. Anthony Barr. We're going to put Anthony Barr in there. And then from there, we're going to put in the other Derwin James. Because you see like how this Derwin James is now a 91 because he automatically gets the upgrade. We have to put his little monster in order to do it. So it's not just because his name is Derwin James and, yo, Gmia, I put in the other Derwin James. No, it has to like specifically be the little monster. Okay, so now that that's activated, when you go to your right over here, if you want to check to see if the chem is active, just check it over here. You'll see that it gives you whatever. It just activates it so you could unlock the Monster Maker and the Monster Mash solo sequences. All right, so now that we have all those guys in there, we can go ahead and jump into the solo. Now, you guys, what I would suggest, because it's like 31 solos, it should be done relatively quickly. The Monster Mash is just one thing, right? It's a 4-minute quarter, but this is like, pretty much you're going to get the candy that you're going to need to upgrade the players that you make here, whichever ones you chose. And remember, when you complete the Calvin Johnson set, you also get back Nat versions of those cards. So it's not really a big deal. Also, I don't want you guys to think that you need to have those players starting. I always try to point those things out because a lot of you guys on this channel are veterans, but everybody is not a veteran, so they need to understand that. When it's in your lineup, just have them someplace in your lineup at that position. Don't put a right guard at left guard and then be like, yo, it ain't activated. You got to put it in by position. Okay, and EA has made it very, very clear over the years that they don't want to give you chemistry for out-of-position players unless that player is part of the out-of-position promo. All right, so just keep that in mind as you continue to go on, that that's something that you have to pay attention to. Now, as you continue to progress through these solos, you are going to ultimately get your free 90 overall player. All right, if you want to continue, you will, like, more than likely, you're going to have to spend at least like $50 unless you already got the coinage. Because I could see how you could probably snipe Calvin for a little, a cheap price. Like, I don't really see that. I don't really see his price being wild because the way they set the promo up, it's a lot of opportunities to not only get training points if you're lacking it because of certain things that are going to be going on with the auction house, but you can just do a lot with this promo. You're going to have to use your brain a little bit and understand that with the Series 2 tokens and doing that with the gold players and what the values are right now, how it could actually help you. But they realistically made this promo not as money-hungry stylish like a lot of you guys try to, oh, EA this. And I'll be the first to tell you, like the last promo with the Mud Heroes, bro, you better have your whole wallet out. But this one right here, they're like putting it in your face, but you don't have to do nothing. You could just like let it go and not even worry about it. And if you got series tokens, like say you play a lot of head-to-head and you've accumulated a lot of those series tokens, you can make a suitable amount of goals that you can use to do what you have to do. Or you can use the Series 2 tokens to get a 90 overall player. It's up to you. But there's a lot of different things that you can do with this promo. So I want you guys to understand as we go along with it. Primarily, like I said, with the way that these are all moments, right? So give or take an hour, I would say, you should have all of this done in like an hour. Because some of you guys always, you want to know the estimated time. Pretty much you chew clock, you come out, do whatever you want. It should be over within like an hour. If you continue to, play it out, if you guys haven't achieved MUT Master yet, this is another way for you to just get easy touchdowns, easy things like that. But as far as everything goes with unlocking these solos and grinding them out, you shouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with that solo that I just did right there, I could have made it go by a little bit faster, but I didn't have chew clock on when I picked my other play. But it's not really much that you have to do after you unlock this. Because looking at everything that goes on, like this is a Little Monsters candy pack you're going to get from this. I'm going to show you as far as upgrading the Little Monster, what it entails. It's pretty much like, you see the Rising Stars. If you guys have ever done a Rising Star, you'll see that certain sets don't require training points. Like the Rising Stars, this MUT Monsters whole simulation that they have going on right now with this promo, it's going to specifically require candy. So you got to give them candy. You got, where the candy at? You got to find where the candy is, and you got to give it to these guys to grow them. Okay, so in this case, what EA is doing is they're letting you have to put a little bit of the legwork in to kind of get you, get you that free 90 overall player, and then it's like, yo, I only need 9 more. And then it's like, what? Even though it's 9 more and it makes no sense, like, what are you doing? You're going to still do it anyway, so EA doesn't care about that, bro. And then you got to realize now also the uniform that's available. The uniform that's available is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So there's different ways that you can spend money, but it's not all about, specifically having to spend it unless you want the things that they're offering. I think that's why they split it up the way that they did, so that it kind of, it's like, yeah, it's there, but yeah, we're not forcing you to do it, but you want it? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, that's pretty much what EA is doing right now. So some of these, you see, they're like this, very, very simple ones. It's going to be, like I said, you should be able to run through it relatively quickly. And I think this is coming from a lot of the feedback that myself and you guys were able to give to EA about most of the solos not being so time consuming. Okay, so you guys giving feedback and stuff like that, that's huge because, nobody wants to sit there playing, like, oh yeah, you're down by 95. Like, nobody wants to do that. So this is what it looks like. That's your candy pack right there. Okay, with that, you're going to add it to any of the players that you want. They're going to give you the tip first. You grow your Little Monsters, whatever, by doing, whatever it says right there. But we don't care about that. Okay, you can then use the actions menu and select the upgrade, whatever, to do it. We don't need to look at the tip. I already explained what you have to do with it. But I'm going to actually go to the player right now. I'm going to back out. We're going to go to the player. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just, show you exactly what you're doing for the upgrade. Because if you don't understand it, it makes it less fun, and I don't want you guys to have that. As far as the MUT content, that is the app. Like the video, if the MUT content is why you still play Madden 19. We should have like 500 likes, because that's why most of us play it. And you're just being honest. The gameplay online, you just want to do wild things to people, but it is what it is. So this is what it is, right? If I wanted to upgrade this guy to an 85, I would start adding candy to him. I don't want to upgrade him right now, so I'm not going to use the candy. But simply what I did was I went to the lineup screen. I pressed the square button on the PS4. I believe that is the X button on the Xbox. And, you go to upgrade and you just add the candy. So for every 3 candy, you're going to make an 85 overall final tier player. Now, these guys are not really the hardcore deal. Obviously, you want the 90 overalls, but you have to go further with that inside the sets to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to accumulate all of our candy. Okay, we're going to accumulate all of it, and then once we get everybody to the 85 overall, you can go here and do this. You can add all 5 85 overall Little Monsters and 1 monster token, and then you're going to get your 90 overall boss. Okay, and he's going to be a Nat, but it'll be any one of these guys, any of these 90 overall players, and then you'll just do, once you get all of them together, you will get them all back as Nat, and then you have to make some decisions based on your team, how you want to go forward. Like, what do you want to do? moving forwad with your squad? Are you going to utilize any of these players? Because in my opinion, the only player that doesn't really suck that much is Barr and Derwin James. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, his zone coverage is very, very low, and I primarily play a lot of zone coverage, so it's not something that I really want to do, but it may be something that I have to do. Okay, I might have to, just decide to, make a move on that right quick and just say, you know what, we got to just start, getting rid of people. What am I doing on this? What is this? Why did I just click on solo battles? All right, this is all done. All right, so we have an update available. All right, we'll just go ahead and update that right now. All right, that's cool. We'll do all that stuff later on. But again, so going back to the solo and letting you guys see exactly what's happening, it's very, very simple. All right, very, very simple. And then you're just going to grind through this, and then you should get enough candy to do whatever. You see all the candy items you're going to have. That's 1, okay, 2, and then you go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then that's 14. So you get a total of 15. So 3 times 5 is 15. So you get enough candy in this to actually get, your 190 overall free player. All right, so, pretty much grind for it, get it done, and then from that point on, you're going to be able to now, figure out what you want to do going forward. Do you want to get the other 9 for Calvin Johnson? How do you want to work it? But I would suggest to go through this, get the free one first, and then proceed. Whatever else you decide to do after that, that's on you. But this is something that is a complete opposite of what was really going on with the MUT Heroes, because the way they broke that down, it was no way possible you were going to be able to, really do it like this. Like, I'm saying? Like, it's not as plain and simple. It was so many different categories, 32, all the kind of stuff, the alter ego, then the ego, then all kinds of egos. It was a lot more complicated. This one, I believe, is a little bit more simplified. So it's like, look, you could get anyone you want, which most of you guys is probably going to pick Anthony Barr, and then that means you have to get rid of somebody else, which in my case, I have Telvin Smith. So now it's more difficult for me for my decision that I have to make. Maybe it's not as difficult for you because you don't have that, the same lineup. But, Anthony Barr, I got to check his agility. I got to check his jump. I got to see what he's doing. If he seems like he's the more suitable choice, he will be the guy that we have on the squad. But it has to make sense. All right. So obviously with this one right here, you got a little bit more time. So they're going to hurry up offense. It's going to go quick. You should be able to successfully, deal with Jameis Winston. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're an Uber driver. You should be able to deal with him, relatively quickly. No, I'm just playing. Bro, I'm just playing. Chris Tucker. But anyway, like I said, once you do all this, you get through it. Which 90 overall player do you want? I'm going to simply say that I think Barr might be the best case scenario. That does not mean, again, that does not mean that for you, he's the best case scenario. Maybe you guys want a right guard. Maybe you guys want the strong safety and you didn't do the MUT Premier. You know what I'm saying? Madden 18 Rookie Premier. Maybe you didn't do that. Maybe you weren't able to get the game at that time. Maybe, I'm saying? It's a lot of different things that could have possibly happened that made it so you don't have that Derwin James and you want him. But I don't really, like Jimmy Graham with an 82 speed. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, are you guys thirsty for the high pass that much? Maybe you guys are. I don't know. Maybe, maybe that's something that you guys are into. But I don't think that it's necessary right now for you guys to be doing that. I just don't think that it's necessary. But it could be something that you guys want to do. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get under 40. You're 39. All right, so now we can just chew clock, and this one's over. So that's what I want to know. Let me know which one you think is the best case scenario for the free card that you're going to choose. Leave it in the comment section. Let me know how you're enjoying the promo. Are you going to buy packs? Are you going to buy the uniform? Give me all the info on that. Let me know what's going on with that. Hit me up at GmiasWorld on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.